Hi, this is Barry Schwartz from the Surgeon Roundtable. This is the news we covered over the past week at the Surgeon Roundtable at scroundtable.com. I just got off a flight from PubCon Vegas about an hour and a half ago, and I got into the office about an hour and a half ago. I got off the flight about 5:30. Right now it's 7:45, so I kind of look like a mess. So I'm going to sound like a mess, and I'm doing the video not on my normal video camera, but on the old one I used to use, just because I don't have it with me right now. Like I said, it was PubCon this week, so a lot of blog posts, about 40, a little under 40 blog posts covering the sessions live. We have a big recap about that on November 12th with links to all the information. This is actually the 6th year that we covered PubCon. We covered it since 2004, and we had Avi Walensky, Shira Goldenthal from Pro Media Corp help out with the volunteer to do the live blog coverage. We also had Brian from Busery. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he helped big time. Marty Weinberg from Aim Clear, and Caroline Shelby, Seashell, help out with the live blog coverage. We used to cover a live tool. It was pretty useful, pretty fun to use. You guys were able to collaborate with us as we went, ask questions and stuff like that. Hopefully bringing the conference to you from your home or from your office. So again, if you want to see any of those recaps, just go to November 12th at scroundtable.com, and they have links to about 40 sessions or so. Alright, so the big Google news this week is about the Google Caffeine Sandbox. The Caffeine Sandbox was closed down sometime around 3 or 4 a.m. Eastern Time on November 10th. So if you went to the Sandbox, it read, "We appreciate your feedback, blah, blah, blah." They're going to be soon launching it on the main index on one data center and rolling it out slowly. That's what it said. A lot of people got all nervous, including myself, that Google might launch this slowly but before the holidays, so that it might be another Florida update. By Florida update, I mean that in 2003 there was a major update that was named Florida, and it impacted and really had a major impact on online retailers and webmasters in terms of the holiday season money, and a lot of them went, not a lot, but many webmasters went bust because Google made that change right before the holidays. So Matt Cutts came in and chimed in and said, "Hey, this is not actually happening until we're going to release it on one data center, but we're going to hold off on releasing it on more data centers until after the holidays, so don't worry about it." And overall, the Caffeine update, I'll say it again, the Caffeine update is not a ranking change. It's how Google indexes and stores this data, how quickly it indexes, basically how quickly, how deep, and how fast they index content. And obviously, it's a new index, and when you apply the same ranking algorithm to a different index, a larger index, smaller index, whatever it might be, it's a different index. It will have an impact on the actual search results that show up. But overall, Google's hoping that it won't have a major impact on the actual search results, just help them index and crawl faster. So that's that. If you want more information about it, we have posts on it on November 11th and November 10th. So just learn more about it then. Also this week, Google updated their Webmaster Tools, their keyword data. So what they added was, basically, if you go there, it shows significance when you go to a keyword report. Basically, that data is now updated daily. It shows how often that keyword is found, I guess, on your site. And it also displays the top URLs that contain that keyword. So this comes in handy, obviously, for not only trying to figure out how Google understands your website, but also how, just in case you do get hacked into or spammed or whatever it might be, and there are keywords that don't belong, you could actually find them pretty quickly, find out which pages are showing on, and then go ahead and remove it. In addition, we have a picture from the Google Kirkland Seattle team with them dressed up as the X-Men. It's pretty cool. If you want to take a look at that, just go to scroundtable.com and go to the November 12th in the archives in the top left, and you'll be able to see that. Let's move over to MSN Bot, Bing's crawler. One of the main things that they actually talked about Bing at the SmackDown session at PubCon was that they have a new crawler out, 2.0B, MSN Bot 2.0B, which replaces 1.0. and how it's more efficient, yada yada yada. But yet, all I see going on over and over again is how MSN bot is crawling and crawling and crawling and not respecting the directives within the robots.txt file. So if you set a crawl delay, it's not obeying that crawl delay. I don't know if it's a bug with specific sites or if it's a bug with Microsoft's crawler, but we have posts about this with links to more information on November 11th. Let's stay on Bing. Bing did something really cool this week. Was they actually finally integrated or are integrating Wolfram Alpha, my favorite fact search engine. So basically, you could type in very scientific stuff like certain data and measurements and whatever, or dates and stuff like that, and it brings back very structured, authoritative, and definitive information from real sources, facts on that query. And I use Wolfram Alpha a lot for a lot of different reasons, and it's nice to know that Bing, a major search engine, is actually going to integrate that data into their search queries. I would love to see Google do the same. But right now, what I do is I usually use Google, Bing, and the various search engines for searching, and then I use Wolfram Alpha for finding facts and stuff like that. So it's very useful. Definitely check it out, November 12th at SeeRoundtable.com. Okay, let's talk about porn. So on November 9th, I wrote about how Google Maps seems to be filled with porn. First, somebody was complaining about how there were some, I guess, very seductive and sexual images coming up for searches on London escorts and stuff like that in Google Maps. So Google Maps, obviously the business owners who control the business listings of their own listings, could upload pictures. So they're uploading these very provocative pictures, and I went through it a little more, and then I posted some images and wrote a blog post about it. Then somebody informed me that they're actually it's not just seductive pictures, but they're actually nude pictures on there. And they sent me examples. So I'm clicking through them now because I posted about this on Monday, and it looks like for some, but not all. For some of them were removed. Yeah, some of them were pulled off. Some of them are still there, and some of them are still showing nude. Yeah, some of them are still showing nude images. So obviously Google has a problem with this, and they're hopefully going to address it soon. But if you want to learn more about this, it's November 9th at SERoundtable.com. Google has been pushing also for people to use the rich snippet things where they actually could mark up their HTML with providing more structured data about their content on their page to Google so that they could actually enhance their snippets, the Google search results, with maybe reviews, location data, address information, or whatever. So there was one post over at Webmaster World that said that he's been noticing the Google rich snippets come up for other sites, smaller sites, not just Yelp and those types of larger sites that have been very popular with it, but also smaller sites. I personally don't see it, so maybe he's hitting some other type of data center. It would be nice if smaller sites that are marking up their sites would be included, but right now I don't see I don't see that happening. It would be nice to see that happening in the future. On November 9th, we posted about the Google AdWords team. They had basically a photo session. Basically, each member of a lot of members of the AdWords help team who's in the forum posted pictures of themselves holding up index cards with little tips on various things on how to improve, little tips on AdWords and how to improve conversions and stuff like that. That was November 9th. And on November 11th, I spotted a post from AdWords Pro Sarah, who basically baked a cake wishing everybody a happy birthday on the forum's 1-year birthday. It's pretty cool. It's a pumpkin cake, and she actually went through the whole process of how she made the cake and stuff like that, but we have some pictures about that, and that's on November 11th. I personally love seeing this type of interaction between the help support people and those who are in the help forum. Kind of makes it more personal. There was an interesting post over at Google Webmaster Help where somebody was saying that they spotted their referrals or a link coming from internal.google.com/spam team/users/cuts/mats/ban_list. Basically implying that Matt Cutts put him on a ban list and that he found it this way through his log files. Bottom line is Matt and John over at Google said this is definitely not true. It's definitely not coming from Google. And what it appears to be is somebody just messing around with this other webmaster, or the person who posted it is just trying to play a prank. But it's not real, and it's been confirmed from Google, from Matt Cutts and John over at Google, that this is not real. Lots of search logos for you this week. We had Veterans Day on November 11th. Google, Bing, Ask, AOL. We also had logos up. Yahoo did not. So we have pictures of all this on November 11th in the archives, SERoundtable.com. Also, in Google UK, they had a logo for Remembrance Day. Sorry. Then on November 9th, they had Count von Count to continue their Sesame Street tradition. But in Google Germany, Google.de, they had a special logo for the Berlin Wall, how they collapsed the Berlin Wall on November 9th, 1989, as the 20th anniversary of the Berlin Wall being torn down. Lots of controversy over that because of the whole Sesame Street thing in other countries. People thought the Berlin Wall type of logo should have been throughout the world, but Sesame Street was still going on. Finally, on November 10th, Google made one big collage of the Sesame Street logos because November 10th was actually their 40th anniversary officially. Every other logo up until then was adding up and leading up to the 40th anniversary. So I counted a total of about 12 Google Doodles for Sesame Street, and I posted them all on November 10th at SERoundtable.com. Definitely take a look at them. They're very cute, and it was very cute, type of thing to see. Okay, so that wraps up the November 13th Friday Search Buzz video recap. Again, my name is Barry Schwartz. This is the news we covered over the past week at the Search and Roundtable at SERoundtable.com. Thanks for tuning in, and I guess we'll see you guys next week. Sorry again for the poor quality and for acting tired. And everyone have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you guys next week. Bye.